Thank you so much. I know he speaks something good about me. Right? I'm not sure whether this topic is suitable for you. How many below 18 years old? How many of you are married? How many of you are not thinking of getting married? Only one person not thinking of getting married. So the rest want to get married, right? Okay, then you're in the right place. Okay. If you're not thinking of getting married, you are also in the right place. You know why? Because you can help others. Okay? So today I'd like to, Pastor Piang asked me to share on the 1Peter chapter 3, verse 1 to 7. Actually, this is a 2-message series that I preach in English, and I combine into one. So if you know 2 messages combined into one, it must be very long, right? So you just bear with me as I preach. So today, Christ-centered marriage in 1Peter chapter 3, verses 1 to 7. Can you read it in your own language? Can? Or Pastor Piang, you want to read for them? Yeah. I can't read your language. Let's stand as we read the Word of God.
Pita masalian thum neu khat tuama bangin ziteo na pasal teu thu na mangun tua hi le thum lo pasal khat peun pasal khat pe om le note gam tat na le amau te na za tang na u ohong mu chiangin kam khat bek pau ku loin azite gam tat na hoi na hangin hong ki hel thei ding o hi na ki zep na teu sambol zia te khamlengun le nikten ponsil hoi te to apolam ki zep na hisak kayun tangli na pasien mo na aman phama ama hi akise thailo lungnem na le lungdoi na lungsim akimu thailo lungsim sunga ki zep na hita hem tanga na bahang hiam chi le tanglaya pasien amwang na mei siang thote inzong apasal teu thu mangin toma bangin et lomin ki ze mu hi sara inzong abraham thu manga topa achi bangin note inzong law na to hilowin ahoyin nagam tat u le sara tanu te na hiu hi toma bangin pasal te o na ji teu to ki thei siamin omun amau te athanem zo ahi na u le he pi na thupa to hong ki pianun tak na alu khom ding te na hi manun na ji te u pa toy un tua hi le na thungin na u hong ki khak tan lo ding hi.
Thank you. Please be seated. Because you are all here in Singapore, maybe your husband, if you are married, your husband may be in Myanmar or maybe in Malaysia. Is it correct? Correct, right? Even though I don't know, I guess. A Christ-centered marriage. If you cannot understand what I say, I just say, then I slow down. Okay? Ken, you do me a favor. Because no point I talk or I preach and then you all cannot understand. Ken? Yeah, I'm too fast. Sometimes I'm too fast. Then you say, okay, slow down. A wedding lasts one day. Maybe in Didim, maybe 1 week, or also 1 day. Also 1 day. 1 hour, wow, worse. 1 hour. So a wedding lasts 1 day. A marriage lasts a lifetime. Correct? Most couples walk into marriage with dreams of happiness. Who want to get into marriage and say, oh, sure die one. Very sad, getting married. But most couple most bride will cry on that day. They cry out of happiness, Or maybe not only happiness, because they get rid of their parents. Sometimes you are not happy at home, then you get married, correct? You get rid of them, right? But most people dreams of happiness, romance, because you all watch Korean show, right? Every time, wow, all bluff one, all the Korean show bluff one. How can all the men all be so good? But you all believe. So you all want happiness, romance, and fulfillment. But over time, reality set in. Right? Suddenly, your husband is not the Prince Charming, Every time come before get married, wow, take care of you, right? Wow, buy things for you. Wow, everything you want. You ask for the moon, maybe you try to get for you. But after married, he say, you take care of yourself. A bit of thing only, you always ask me to help. Go and do it yourself. Right? So reality set in. Then you have to pay your bill, Get married. Last time parents pay. Now your own house, own home, you have to pay yourself, You cannot say, Daddy, can you pay my bill? Cannot. So everything you have to pay yourself. Then stress. Stress, right? Last time you like to see each other. But now, every day see, you very sian, you very sian, right? Every time see you, I need breathing space. Stress, Well, I got kids, worse. All right, kids means what? I cannot go out and enjoy myself. I have to help you take care. Why don't you take care? I go out. So problem. Then your schedule collide. And because you take care of your children and all these things, you're very tired. Right? Tired or not? Now you take care of people's children, you're already tired. Next time your own children, you need to pamper them. Now, Piang got 3 kids. Wow, tired. Piang not tired. Carrie tired. Carrie not tired, the grandparents tired. They cannot run after them. So, OB, you have to do the job. During dating, the person that you see over candlelight, wow, very pretty, very handsome. Maybe you cannot see now. And the Zoom, they use what? Filter. Filter, very nice, right? Everything look nice. But bluff one, they cover up all the pimple. No makeup, become very pretty. All bluff. Then now at home, you have to, who wash the dishes? You ask Pastor Piang, who wash? He wash or Carrie wash? You take care, I wash. I take care, you wash. I also don't know. Now how about money? Hey, I want to look at the drama, I want to see TikTok and all these things, but no time. So a lot of problem. But remember, marriage is not built on fantasy, but on faithfulness. Not something we dream. Wow, next time will be like that. When I get married, will be different. That's why some people say, before marriage, you want to get into marriage. After marriage, you want to get out. So marriage is shaped by growth, difficulty, delight, heartache, and joy. When marriage is healthy, life feels stronger. When marriage struggles, everything feels very heavy. Right? We often hear people, you check with those who are married, or they talk to you on the phone or anything, they ask you for counseling. What would they say? They have problem in their marriage, right? You know what they say? They like, I'm not happy anymore. Have or not? I'm not happy. My needs are not being met. Have or not? Your friend complain to you if they are married, my needs are not being met. The newlyweds, I just got married not long one. Hey, just now I saw him standing there, now he disappeared. Maybe he's calling the wife to come. Hey, come and listen. You need to listen. You need to listen to this message. I don't need to listen. You need to listen. Just joking. Yeah. Because I didn't see the wife, I saw him. Then suddenly he also disappeared. You see? I have fallen out of love. Right? But the three statements that I put, what is the problem of this statement? Have you noticed that it's all about myself? Very self-focused. Very self-focused. The Bible teaches that marriage thrives not when two people demand to be served, but when both choose to serve. You see, if we always want, serve me, do this for me, your marriage will have problem. But if both of you want to serve each other, your marriage will thrive. You will be growing. So you must remember this. Love is not just a feeling. You see OB, you look at him, so charming. But if you get to know him longer, no more charming. Right? Correct or not? Because it's not by feeling, it's a long term, a long time. So don't always believe in falling in love and then falling out of love. It's not just like that. It's a commitment, something that we are committed. You cannot just go by feeling. If you go by feeling, your marriage will not work. Okay? And it is a covenant decision. Marriage is not about finding the person. Okay? Marriage is not about finding the perfect person, but becoming the right person. That's why people always get into marriage. They want to find the perfect person, but you can't find the perfect person. You must be the perfect person. Then you can get it. I'm not changing someone. I need to change myself. That's the most important. So God called husband and wife to reflect Christ in how they treat one another. How I treat my wife and how my wife treats me must be a reflection of Jesus Christ. So remember, marriage is not about finding the perfect person, but becoming the right person. In 1Peter chapter 3, verse 1 to 7, Peter gives God's design for marriage. His word were countercultural. His word is not what the culture will listen to. And they are still today. What I'm saying might not be what the Korean movie is telling you, or the China movie is telling you, or whatever movies are telling you, or your BFF is trying to tell you. No. Because it's counter to what we think, what we believe. But if we follow what the Bible is saying, it will transform our life. It will change our marriage. It will change us, help us to be the best person. So firstly, God calls the wife a witness through character. So Peter first speaks to wife, particularly those married to unbelieving husband. So during that time, maybe there are a lot of ladies, suddenly they came to know Jesus Christ, but before that they are non-Christian. So they became Christian, but their husband are non-Christian. So this will be the problem that they are facing. How to respond. You might be the same. You come here, you attend the church, you got saved. Then suddenly you realize, hey, the other half is not a Christian. Then how? So these are the things is in real life happen. So Paul says, Peter said, a spirit of submission. Submission, this word submission is not about I'm inferior and you are superior. This is not what the Bible is teaching, but this word is teaching us that. Okay? I like to tell you different things. When you work in a house or a home, your bosses or your ma'am and your master, they are not superior than you. You must remember that. Then you will feel good. Okay? They are not superior. It's just that their roles are different. Now I'm working under them. The Bible tells me to submit to them. It's not that I'm inferior. Don't think you are inferior. You are a child of God. You are created in the image of God. You are special. You are a child of God. So you must remember that. It's just that my role is different because I'm working under them. I'm not inferior. I'm not a doormat that they can step. No. If they are doing that, then something is wrong. We shouldn't allow that to happen. Okay? Think through that. So, over here, submission is not about inferiority. It is about order and trust. Husband and wife are equal in value, but different in role. Husband and wife, God created you as equal, but you have different role. Okay? Woman, man, you are created differently. There's different role God gave you. So, submission means voluntarily placing oneself under God's design for order. This is, God created me as a man. God created you as a woman. We are placed in this order. God, man, and woman. Is there an inferiority? No. We are created equal, but roles are different. Okay? My roles and your roles are different. So remember that. So it is not so much a subservience as it is willingly lying up under the husband's leadership. I want to let my husband be the leader. Okay? It is also a command in the present tense. In Hebrew, in Greek, it's in a present tense. Meaning, it's something that must become a continual process. Not today, I submit, tomorrow, sorry. When I'm happy, when my husband make me happy, I submit. When my husband don't make me happy, I don't submit. No. It is a continuous stand. That means you continue to do that. Okay? In Greek, it's a continuous stance. So, likewise, the word likewise, if you, in English, is likewise. This connective immediately sends us back to Peter's previous discussion. So, since it promised to us, likewise, what or whom? It shouldn't surprise us that the immediate context is the example of Christ's faithfulness to the plan and purpose of God. Is Jesus equal with God? Yes, he is equal. But he chose to be under that order. He is God. But he chose to do that. Notice that wives are not called to submit to someone else's husband. Do you notice that? He didn't say, wife submit to all husband. No. He said, wife submit to your own husband. Okay? So don't always, people say only you submit. Submit what? And we must be very clear. That does not mean that husbands are better than wife. Some husbands are very stupid one, right? Can I say stupid? No, not say stupid. They don't have wisdom. Not all men got wisdom. But women got a lot of wisdom, right? Don't have also. So equal misery. So some husbands don't really know what the wife, how they feel. They don't know. The wife so angry already, their face like papaya, you know. Have you not? Their face so, wow, then the husband also don't know. Wife angry already. He still go and disturb. Funny, right? So, husband sometimes don't know anything. So, in short, according to Ephesians 5, husbands are to provide loving leadership, following the example of Christ, and wives are to willingly follow that leadership in the home. Listen, husband and wife are equal before God, but they are not identical. So, think about a rowing team, dragon boat or whatever, sampan, anything. If all row in the same direction, the boat will go. I remember I go China, and then I had to row the boat with my daughter, and I remember it's my daughter and my wife. And I don't know how to row, I keep on rowing and turning like that, turning. Wow, no direction. Actually, we pay for 1 hour to go places and see, right? Then I turn here and turn there until 1 hour also turning. So you must know how to row, all row together. Because I row like that, if another person row the other way, then die. You will go in circle. So husband and wife, row together. Can? So you must row together. Then the boat will move forward. Submission is choosing unity over chaos. I want to be united. I must have unity, husband and wife. Right? This submission is not rooted in culture, but in creation. Okay? It's not culture. I don't know your culture. Maybe. Can I consider you as tribal people? Are you all tribal? A lot of tribal people, women are the worker, Husband, every time drink, play mahjong, play card. Women work very hard, bring in all the money. Is that the same culture? No, right? Half. But some culture that I know, husband always do nothing. Every day siesta, sweet. Women work very hard, bring in all the money. But here the culture is not in culture, but in creation. God created husband, man and woman. It is a reflection of Christ and the church. It is an act of trust in God's purpose, not blind obedience to a man. The key to developing a spirit of submission is first to be submitted or surrendered to God. Woman, you will not be able to submit to your husband if you are not submitted to God. You must submit to God before you can submit to your husband. Okay? This is practical advice for you. To say it another way, you will not be able to submit to anyone unless you have first submitted to the Savior. In Colossians 3:8, wives, submit to your own husband as it is fitting in the Lord. Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit to your own husband as to the Lord. Submission will always be a struggle because the tension goes back to Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. If you were to look at Genesis 3:16, this is the verse. To the woman he said, I will greatly multiply your sorrow and your conception. In pain you shall bring forth children. Your desire shall be for your husband, and he shall rule over you. Sometimes we read this text, you cannot really understand. Okay? There's a paraphrase that I like. It says this, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. So this text says something. Woman, you want to control your husband. Where you go? Why spend this money? You don't know we know money already. You want to control everything. But the men don't like you to control. You know what they do? They'll whack you hard. So one, you want to control. The other will not let you control. This is the conflict since Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. Look at all the marriages. It's the same one. No different. Right? So this is the problem. As 1 Timothy chapter 2, verse 13 to 14. For Adam was formed first, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived fell into transgression. So a wife's submission is first to Christ. It is trusting that God can work through imperfect leadership. Your husband will never be perfect. I'm never be perfect. Do I get angry with my wife? Yes. Do my wife get angry with me? Sure lah, where got no. Right? But if you know my wife, you find, how can she be angry one? She's so nice and good one. But she still get angry because I'm not perfect. If I'm perfect, I'm already in heaven. You want your husband to be in heaven? Don't want, right? So he's not perfect, huh? So it does not mean silence or lack of opinion. It means a spirit that seeks peace, not power. So it's not that I submit means I cannot say anything. God said submit. The only way to submit is when the husband says, jump. How high? That's not true. Wife, you can have opinion. You can share something. You can talk to your husband. A loving husband will tend to listen to the wife. Only those gun one will not listen. So, remember. Secondly, conduct speak louder than words. Peter said a husband may be won without a word by his wife's conduct. Your conduct is important. If your husband are non-Christian and you are still staying together now because you are not in Singapore, if you happen to, don't every time, if your husband is non-Christian, don't every time come back only, you play Pastor Piang sermon to him. You do everything to him. Wow, you know how frustrating it will be? Then some people last night, husband come back only, they play Christian music. Then they put all the tracks everywhere. Please don't do all these things. Okay? Yeah, you want your husband to be safe, but don't need to do all these things. Every time talk only, I want you to come to know God. I want you to come to know God. Every time it's just like the dripping water, you know. You know dripping water? Sometimes the tap drip. At night you want to sleep, you can sleep, I cannot sleep, you know. So constant preaching can harden the heart. But consistent Christ-like behavior soften them. So our behavior will become like Christ. Loving your husband, taking care of your husband, doing things for your husband. You know, we live in a world of argument on social media, in politics, even in family. But hearts are rarely changed by debate. If you argue, nobody will change one. They just want to win only. I argue with you, I am not listening to what you are saying. I'm thinking of how to whack you back again. You say something, I want to say something back. So all of us want to talk. Who is listening? Nobody. Then how to change? Many people come to Christ not because of a sermon they heard, but because they saw a co-worker stay kind under pressure, honest under temptation, and faithful through suffering. That's why people come to know God. Because they say, hey, why Obi is so good? He's so nice. He's so kind. Then people, why? Then they come to know God. Not because Obi stand up every day talking, preach the gospel, preach. People won't listen. Okay? So now while working in your employer home, be an example. Don't they ask you to do something, your face so long. In 2 years' time, they'll say, I don't want this person anymore. Right? Christ's reflection, we be gentle, we be loving, we do things. Yes, I serve my God first, not my employer. Okay? Not my employer. I serve God first. That's the most important. Okay? Then you will be happy serving, working. If every time you work and you're so unhappy, you know, you make you grow older. You don't believe me? You try lah. You be happy. Every day be happy. Sing song, work, sing song. Wow, people see, hey, why are you so happy? Why are you so pretty? There's reason. So don't let all these things make you so unhappy. Okay? You say I preach about husband and wife, but I come and tell you how to do life. Okay? Someone put it this way. Unspoken acting is more powerful than unperformed speaking. You talk. But your action no count. Who believe? Who will believe you? What you say and your action, audience, is not the same. I believe your action, I don't believe what you say. Okay? So remember that. So someone also say, who you are, speak so loudly, I can't hear what you are saying. My action is important. As a pastor, it's not what I preach. It's how I behave. That's the most important. If I preach and what I behave is totally different, what will you believe? You say, this pastor, hypocrite. Say one thing, do another thing. You won't believe. So remember, a wife purity, wife kindness, and devotion are visible sermon. Your husband can see. Someone can see. Her husband is watching even when he's not listening. Sometimes your husband is listening or seeing, even though you think he's not. Proverbs 19:13 says this, and the contention of wife are a continual dripping. Wow, wife be very careful. Nag. Wow, like dripping, drip. Very painful one. Then this is even worse. Proverbs 21:9. It is better to live in a corner of a roof than in a house with a contentious woman. They'd rather stay on top of the rooftop, rather than in the room with you, you know. What the Bible says is very true. If every day my wife nag, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Wow, I tell you, I sure die. How to tahan? Your missus every day at home, hey, why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? Wow, here not clean, with there not clean. You need to go IMH in no time. You know, very stressed. Huh? But how to react? Keep calm. You talk, let them talk. I didn't hear. Learn this secret. They nag at you. Pretend you didn't hear. Then you'll be very happy. They get angry. You don't get angry. Okay? So when a woman's husband is an unbeliever, she should still respect him as her head. You don't say, because you are not a Christian, I don't need to obey you. No, that's not true. Okay? Her conduct as an obedient, loving, devoted wife may be used to win him to the Savior. And she may win him without a word. This means that the wife need not be preaching to her husband constantly. Possibly great harm has been done by wives who nag their husband concerning the gospel, cramping it down to their throat. So the emphasis here in our text is a wife winning her husband by living Christ daily. Your life, your example, you will let your husband know Christ. What happens if your husband asks you to do something that disobey a plain command? The Bible says this, but the husband said don't. Maybe go shopping, the husband said, we don't have money. Take something, take. Nobody see, I cover you. I cover, you take. Will you do it? It happened, it's not that papers also have their husband and wife team up. I cover, you take. You cover, I take. Will you do that? No. It violates a clear command of the scripture. We cannot disobey God. So here we must be very sure. But if it is a privilege, it's not a direct command, it is a privilege. Like sometimes, is it a privilege to pray? If you are eating and you want to pray, your husband said, no, I'm the one to buy all this food for you. You pray for what? Just like last time my father, before I become a Christian, I want to pray. He said, if I didn't work and I didn't buy food for you, you pray, you think got food to eat. So if your husband can't tell you the same thing, what will you do? Okay, look, never mind, I don't need to pray. I can pray, don't need to close my eyes, right? Why must we? I must pray. You mean this posture is better? We pray in our heart. We can pray in our heart. It's a privilege for me. If he doesn't like it, so be it. Don't need to quarrel. Okay? Because it didn't violate anything. But if it is violate the Bible, then we have to do something, right? Clear, huh? Then by showing respect, we show respect to our husband. Men, one thing you all must know about men, we want to be honored. Men love to be honored. If you every time tear him down, you die. You sure die, man. Your marriage sure got problem. Don't believe me, you ask Michael Paula. I don't know whether the wife tear him down or no, right? or carry tear piang down. No, right? But it's true. Men are always want to be honored. Speak good thing about your husband. Because your husband want to be respected. They need to be respected. You want to be loved, right? Woman, you love your emotion is always tied to love, right? But man is tied to respect, Every time you belittle him, he said, good for nothing, every day sleep only. You tell your friend, sleep only he every time sleep. He eat, sleep, eat, sleep, eat, sleep. Do you all do that? You better don't do that. If your husband heard it, you all die. So don't do that. Because men want respect. Okay? Women want love. When a wife gives respect to the husband feels so good. He will even do a lot of things for you. Okay, I'm not teaching you like that. In Ephesians chapter 5, verse 33, I didn't put it. It said, let the wife see that she respects her husband. That is what the Bible says. Respect. Then inner beauty over outer image. Peter reminds women that true beauty is not about hairstyle or jewelry. I'm not saying that you cannot do your hair. Don't say, Pastor Chris say, cannot do your hair. I always tell people, don't go to market like a woman just wake up from the bed and then wear the pajamas, go. Hey. Which husband love to see their wife every day on pajamas, hair not combed? You don't feel good, How many of you feel good every day wearing pajamas? Or only Sunday you wear your Sunday best to church. Then working that time you all pajamas. I think your master and your missus, they will get angry with you, right? Why every day you didn't comb your hair, brush your teeth or not? So we need to dress up. It's okay to dress up. But Peter here is telling us, don't be so concerned over wearing makeup until people cannot recognize you. So no, be nice. Yes, if you dress up until people will recognize you. But that's outward. What we want is the inner beauty. The inner beauty. Friend, a handphone, some of you why got tissue? Because my eyes always still dripping. Doctor also don't know how to cure. I've been praying, ask God, why don't you take that away from me? Like Apostle Paul, pray 3 times. God said, my grace is sufficient for you. So when I preach, I still crying, You see, crying. If you sit nearer, you see I cry, right? Now to change subject, better. Handphone. Some handphone got crack, right? Still can use, Can. You don't throw away a cracked handphone, right? But the most beautiful handphone in the world is useless if the operating system is corrupted. Correct or not? Crack still can use. Sometimes Samsung always got the line. Don't know why. I heard people say Samsung got one line, don't know why. But you still use, right? Yeah. But if the operating system are all inside there corrupted, you cannot, useless. What will you do? So character is the operating system of marriage. Character is the operating system. Outer beauty, faith. Inner beauty, strengthen a home. Okay? Then just now I heard Sarah's name and Abraham's name, so I know it must be this verse. Sarah followed Abraham to the unknown. Sarah is a very wonderful woman. Because Abraham also don't know where he's going. Sarah just followed. Wow. If your husband want to do something, what you want to do? I don't know, God called me to do something. But what you want to do? I don't know. Then don't know, don't do lah. But Sarah just followed. Wow. Wonderful woman. And some women are walking difficult road today, praying for their husband to grow spiritually, or waiting for change that seems so slow. Why God didn't change my husband yet? Because you didn't change one. We always want the other party to change, but you don't change. You change first. Correct or not? You change, then the other party see, they also change. Better, right? We only pray, God change this person, God change that person, God change everything. You didn't pray, God change me. To be a good wife, you change yourself first. To be a good husband, you change yourself. Okay? Don't always ask people to change. If you come for my marriage counseling, I tell you, don't try to change your husband or wife. Say, no problem. Next time when we get married, I want to change him. Carrie still cannot change Piang, You don't believe you're going to ask her? Piang still cannot change Carrie. My wife, after 40 years, this year is my 40th year. My wife still cannot change me. And I also cannot change her. So we need to change ourselves to accept the other person. Okay, that is the best counseling. Okay. Wardrobe can change. Don't like this, change. Don't like that, change. Wife cannot anyhow change. Remember, don't anyhow change. Okay. God's call to a husband. Now, wow, I find it so interesting. In 1Peter chapter 3, verse 1 to 6, talk about wife, Only one verse talk about husband. Wow, that means husband must be so good. So, Peter now turned to husband, and the tone is just as serious. He's not joking. Husband, live with your wife with understanding that your prayer may not be hindered. Live with your wife as a companion together. This means more than sharing a house. It means sharing life. Do you know the modern living? You see your employer, you all can see one, all right? Same house, right? They have a different screen. One is on the phone screen. One is on the laptop screen. One is on the television screen. They share the same Wi-Fi, but different screen. Why like that? God called us to be companion, to be together. It's not, I do my thing, you do your thing. You don't disturb me, I don't disturb you. You happy, I happy. Then might as well don't get married. Right? Get married for what? If you want to do your own thing, don't get married. Like just now that lady said, don't get married. That's the best idea. If you want to do your own thing, don't get married. Because marriage is companionship. God called husband to present, not just provision, not just provide. Marriage was created for companionship. A wife is not an employee or a roommate. She is a partner and friend. Marriage was created for companionship, not for convenience. Woman was created from one man's one side. Okay? Is it from the head? No lah. From the head means you stamp the husband, because more superior, right? This from your toe, or your leg? No, right? Because if that is the case, then husband will. But it's from here. Here means what? Closer to the heart, right? That's why God created woman from the rib near to the heart, so that you can be with each other, companion, loving each other. So, husbands are called to be present, not provider only. Listen, young men, you are back. Just now I thought you disappeared. Now just nice, now talk about husband. Then know your wife with understanding. Husbands are commanded to learn their wife. Wow. This means learning her deeply, her fear. Why my wife like that? Why sometimes she's so fearful? What makes her so fearful? What makes her so happy? What makes her? What is her need? Okay? What is her struggle? Husband, you know not? Why your wife reacted this way? What is your wife's love language? All of us are different. Some of us, words of encouragement. Wow, feel good. Some people love to have present. Small, also good. Right? I remember now I save money, you know why? I don't need to buy flower for my wife. Because I give her flowers. So I save money. Some people just don't like that. You don't do that. So she wants me to just... She happy already. Okay? So different people, different things. You must know what your wife need. Don't say, pastor say like that. Good already. But your wife want present. Then you, every time no present. Then also problem. So you must know what she need. If you find that there's some problem with husband and wife, you must take the initiative, right? Why my wife today so angry? Why so no mood? Why so sad like that? Must know why lah, right? So learn. So you see, we spend our learning on the job training, right? You all come here also, you must learn how to Singaporean style, how to iron, how to use the microwave, how to use oven. Is it? You have all this learning, right? So, you also need to learn how's your wife? Like what I said, what encourage your wife? What are the things that will encourage your wife? What hurts her? What makes her sad? What makes her so fearful? Because the Bible said the wife is called the weaker vessel. Weaker vessel is not meaning lesser. It means men are stronger, They carry things, heavier thing, correct? Easily. Women are a bit not that strong in that physical, okay? But women endure more things than men. That is different aspect already. So, you must know. Okay, I better get fast. If not, you all fall asleep. Honor your wife publicly and privately. Okay, some people, because they cannot now talk bad about the wife, right? Correct or not? So in public, public, when gathering, then the husband will, yeah, my wife, my wife. Then the wife cannot do anything because everybody, right, listening. So go home, then you know. But this is no good. Publicly, we speak bad about our wife. No good. So, what we need to do is honor. Just now I said respect, right? Respect husband, right? Don't go gather together and talk bad about your husband. Don't do that. And husband, when you gather together, we speak well of your wife. Okay? That's why I always say my wife is the best cook. In my own eyes, she's the best cook. Why you all laugh? She's good. So we speak well. We respect, we honor our wife. So your wife is more valuable than anything you own. She's more important. If you have children, one of the greatest gifts a father can give his children is loving their mother well. Okay? This is something you must learn. A sobering warning. Prayer depends on marriage. Peter gives us a stunning reason that your prayer may not be hindered. A broken marriage creates a broken prayer life. If your marriage got problem, I can tell you, don't need to pray already. Don't need to pray. How to pray? Sometimes I get angry with my wife. I always get angry with my wife, or she get angry with my wife. How to pray? You teach me how to pray. God, my wife get angry, Cannot, right? How to? Very difficult. So here is saying the same thing. If your marriage got problem, if you don't resolve this, how to pray? Peter is saying your prayer will be hindered. Marriage is not only relational, it is spiritual. Marriage is spiritual. It's just like watching Korean movie. And your Wi-Fi always jam. Watch a bit, talk. Then come back. You know what I mean? You laugh, right? So the Wi-Fi no connection. This is what happened. If your marriage is wrong, your prayer cannot. Okay? Okay, God's design for mutual witness. Marriage is meant to show the world that what Christ is like. Wives witness through respect, purity, and trust in God. Husband witness through understanding, honor, and sacrificial love. Together, they become a living picture of the gospel. Marriage is not about winning argument. Okay? Marriage is not about winning argument. It is about winning heart. Marriage is not about domination or competition. I'm not competing with my wife. We are walking together. Okay? We are cooperating together, reflecting Christ. So, building a home that honors God. When marriage is fractured, prayer is hindered. Marriage is healthy. When marriage is healthy, God is honored. So learn one thing. Be honest with one another. Be honest with one another. Keep communication open. Don't hide things. Keep communication open. Overlook minor fault. If it is not important, you say, I touch my nose here, I can touch like that. I can, if I can, now I cannot, too old already. I can also touch what? It's not important. If it is not important, don't make it so important. You know duck? You all know duck, right? Duck, when you got water on the back, what they do? No more. Right? So remember that. If it is not important, don't quarrel over this. Minor fault, just forget it. If it is not important, just close one eye. Sometimes close two eyes. It will help you. Remember, a Christian marriage is two imperfect people saved by grace learning to love like Jesus. You are not perfect. He is not perfect. Coming together to learn like Jesus, to love like Jesus. So if a husband lives with understanding and honor and wife live with respect and trust in God, the home becomes a place of peace, prayer and powerful witness. So, let me be very practical now. Okay, this is something that maybe you have problem with. Firstly, must a wife submit to an abusive husband? If your husband always beat you, must you submit? The answer is no. Huh? I'm not asking you to divorce. I say you need to separate from him until something is worked out. Don't, my Bible says cannot divorce, so I must kena whack. Every time kena whack. What happens if you die? So remember, but if verbally, every day, anyhow scold you, then you bo pian. He's not killing you. You know bo pian, right? You Singapore long enough, you know bo pian, or bo pian, then just listen. Okay? But if really abuse you, you must do something. Must call Pastor Piang. If not, call police. This is important. Don't know, cannot. Second, must a wife submit to her husband who asks her to do something wrong? No, you don't do something wrong against the law or anything. You don't do it. But you can talk to your husband, I love you, but because, this is against the law and all these things, I don't think I can honor you with this request. Talk to him. Pray for him. Okay? So we sometimes have to disobey the husband because I want to obey God. Can a wife be submissive and yet confront her husband's sin? Can a wife be submissive and yet confront her husband's sin? The answer is yes. We call it tough love sometimes. But I say it in a nice way. You must pray for wisdom to know how to talk. Don't just, hey, this is wrong, You cannot do all these things. You die, sure crash. Don't. Pray about it. Say how to say it nicely. Okay? Talk to him. If it is not important, okay. Maybe if it is important, you say, honey, oh dear, darling, I love you, And I value our relationship. But don't copy me like talking like that. You're not me. Then you say, okay. So you talk to your husband. When you drink, you hurts me so much, Oh, I wish you don't drink. Cannot. Say it nicely lah. You all know what to do one. You melt his heart, and then he'll listen to you. So do all these things. When you are drunk, you always get me into trouble. How I wish you don't get drunk, don't drink, don't do all these things. Tell him properly. Don't in a voice nicely. Okay? Any questions? Any question? No, right? Yeah, because too long already. You cannot. Okay, thank you. Thank you.